Hello and welcome to the Crypto Jungle. My name is Baloo, and here on the channel I keep things honest and realistic. We're a no hype channel. We're not going to sell you stupid moon bags and all of that stuff. So if you're a moon boy degenerate that just wants the number to go up, we're probably not the channel for you, especially today because we are in a technical downtrend. So I do want to talk about what is going on with the market. I want to talk about where I think we are, where I think we're headed. We do have some pretty bearish targets, but we're in a pretty bearish environment locally. Macro perspective, blockchain is being seriously adopted throughout the world. There is a lot of fundamental drivers that are moving this space forward. However, these markets are cyclical. We have many participants who are in the ecosystem that may not see the larger vision. And as a result of that, you do have these ebbs and flows to these markets. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into the king of all cryptocurrencies, and that is Bitcoin. So we are here taking a look at Bitcoin on the 12-hour chart. I've got this kind of target here. Now, I want to just preface this entire conversation by starting off and saying that this target doesn't have to be hit. We do have a good support range back here at the previous buyer's climax of the original rally at 40K. And I think that this could likely be an area of support. So, we kind of wicked off of it there. And, we bounced back, but we're struggling to kind of hold form. And there's a lot of new people in the space that may not be used to the more they might be used to the volatility, but not so much on the downside of the volatility. So, crypto is a double-edged sword. You can get incredible gains, but you can also get incredible losses. So, my targets, I have some bids just above this box right here. The box, my little golden pocket here of 38.2 to 32.2. And how did I get that number? Basically, if you go to the weekly chart, it was kind of this area, this cluster, this price action here. We were range bound for a short amount of time, right at around the 40K mark on the weekly. So this is our support. And this support doesn't even have to hold either. But this is the support on a very high time frame that we're looking at. So that's kind of where I'm getting that number from. But yeah, let's go into some smaller time frames and just take a look at the local trend. So if we go ahead and take a look at the 4-hour, from the all-time high, we have been making lower lows and lower highs. So for those who are new to the channel, we specialize in Wyckoff, in the Wyckoff method, but I also take into account a lot of trend analysis. The trend is your friend until it ends. When we're in an uptrend, it's okay to go long. It's okay to bring on some higher margin. It's okay to take risks. When we neutralize, you need to neutralize all of that risk. And if you were following the channel, we were talking about kind of neutralizing your portfolio, neutralizing your holdings, and kind of building a bit of a cash position. So if you missed that, please do subscribe, because we are an honest channel that's not going to feed you a bunch of crap. And then we turned bearish, and I'll show you exactly how that process went down. So when we're looking at Bitcoin, we had our highs, our higher lows, our higher highs, our higher lows, until we get to our all-time high, and then we had a lower low, lower than this low. Okay, that neutralized the trend. It was a time for us to reevaluate. It was a time for us to kind of hedge positions. It was a time for us to remove leverage from the equation. And we were able to do so on this rally. This rally, by the way, was an incredible altcoin rally. I basically had, my portfolio was worth more here than it was at the all-time high. So I took that opportunity to kind of, get rid of all leverage. I got rid of all leverage inside of my portfolio, close any of my options contracts, any of that stuff. It was gone. And then I started to look at how could I hedge the volatility to the downside. I did, we were inside of this channel right here. When we showed signs of breaking down, I did cover short. So I am in a short contract on Bitcoin. So that's the way that I've covered that position. And then we came down and we made another lower low. So it's confirmed, it's definitive. We are in a bearish trend. How long the trend goes on, Only time will tell. So technically speaking, we are in a bear market. Now, that is a scary word to a lot of people, but I just want to tell you what a bear market means. A bear market means that the bears are in control over the bulls. It means that we are unable to pass and break past highs. That's it. If you take a look at 2013, we had a similar situation in the Bitcoin rally where we had a very short-term bear market. It was about a 6-month bear market from peak to break of the peak, but it was just technically speaking a bear market. So why am I using such scary words? Because I want you guys to be kind of careful out there and understand that you shouldn't be looking for long setups against the trend. The trend is against you right now. If you are a long trader, if you are long crypto, the trend is currently working against you. That's all that you need to take into consideration. If you're a long-term holder, I don't think that crypto is done. You know, most of my portfolio is still holding a lot of spot positions in high caliber altcoins, or what I perceive to be high caliber altcoins. And I'm still holding true to that. The only thing that I've done to kind of neutralize my portfolio is take on some of those short contracts. So that's basically what I'm seeing with Bitcoin. These targets don't have to be hit, but with the way that we're going right now, I would not be surprised at all if we hit. If we take a look at total market cap, so total, it was on a tear. And honestly, this structure is still intact. This structure is still in an uptrend. The total cryptocurrency market cap is still in an uptrend. That's good. That's good. You know, Bitcoin might be screwing with us for a bit, but we're still in an uptrend in terms of the entire cryptocurrency market cap. As long as we can stay above this low right here, which would be in confluence of a double bottom test on this area right at around $1.8 trillion for the cryptocurrency market cap, if we could just wick down there for a supply test and carry on our merry way, I think that that's pretty much going to be it. There's a lot of people calling for a V-shaped recovery inside of Bitcoin. If the V-shaped recovery was to play out, it would play out like that. We would get the total market cap coming down to 1.8 trillion just for a wick, find support, turn around, and that will correlate into probably a Bitcoin pump. There are a lot of people in this space right now that think that they can't make money in Bitcoin. So they've been buying, small market cap altcoins and, just a bunch of projects that really don't need to be a part of this ecosystem. And they made them a lot of money doing it. The problem with that is if you're investing, it's not investing. If you're putting money in something with the expectation of it going up in price, that's not investing, that's gambling. If you're putting money into a project in the expectation that it's going to provide value to the world, that's investing. So we kind of need to reorganize what's going on, because the euphoria always needs a bit of an adjustment. When the market gets too bullish, when the market gets too euphoric, you kind of need to reorganize the market and get that value reallocated to where the value actually is. You know, there is no value in Dogecoin. There is no value in Shiba Inu. There is no value there. You know, you can probably argue with me. You know what? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say that there isn't no value. There is some value in those tokens, but from the bigger picture, they're like massively overvalued. As far as the current market conditions, they are vastly overvalued projects. They're not going to change the world. There are plenty of other projects that are going to change the world. So that's kind of my current sentiment. I think that this correction is needed. I think it was a long time coming, and there's going to be some beautiful buying opportunities for those that can see the forest for the trees. So let me catch up on the chat here, see what we got going on. Hey, Gravy, how's it going? Acid Lion, how's it going? David, welcome. Liam, welcome. Doherty, welcome. Awesome. 9CB3, awesome. Glad to see you turn T off. Okay. What's up, Yud? Okay, Bitcoin is following the Wyckoff distribution in phase E, going to be up or down. How do you determine that? So we don't try to predict too much. Basically, you know, I'm getting a lot of flack. For those who, you're probably well aware, I did a video kind of making fun of Crypto calling a distribution. It was more so just making fun of his analysis and making fun of his lack of understanding for the Wyckoff method, and everybody's coming out of the woodwork on that one. Guys, it was a month ago. You know, if you actually followed the channel and followed my sentiment, I would have been warning you at the appropriate times. The very next video that Crypto made after that was a bullish video, and he kept making bullish videos. If you think that he's good, he's probably a decent trader, but he leads his audience astray. I hold my conviction until there's no way to fight the trend. And when I reached that point in accepting that we were in a distribution, I flipped my bias, and I've been making money on the short side. So, you know, following these YouTubers that flip flop, that's how you get caught up. That's how you get overtrade, and it's just not a good situation to be in. So yeah, his video calling it a distribution, it's proving to be right, and I'm having to eat crow on that. It is what it is. But yeah, it's just being a trader is knowing when to flip, and I flipped. So we're looking for downside targets. We're currently at $43,000 on Bitcoin. So, you know, we've already wicked down to a lower low than this low. So structurally speaking, you know, we're just continuing this bearish trend. But yeah, so it's a distribution, and the distribution is kind of hard to call. It all happens back in this area right here. If I just throw the trading range, I'm trying to keep my charts clean, but you know, let's just throw the trading range back on. Yeah, it was something like this. We'll even call it that. So, you know, we're currently breaking out of here. So the last kind of point where you would exit is basically at the bottom. Now, that's not a very good spot for a lot of the people that were buying up in this area. You know, you had a lot of new participants up in that area, so their exit is not in a good spot. Listen, I don't think that crypto is over, so I wouldn't be adjusting the positions too much, especially if you're thinking of cutting losses now. You've kind of missed your opportunity to cut losses. There was an opportunity to cut losses here. There was another opportunity here. And I think at this point, you're just going to have to accept the fact that you're a bag holder, you know, because we could very well turn around at this point. We're at the bottom of the range. We could turn around. My targets here don't need to be hit. So keep that in mind. So what was the question there, though? Bitcoin is following the Wyckoff distribution. Is it going to be up or down? Currently, the trend is down. The current trend is down. So even though I have targets in this area where I'm happy to be a buyer, that's me. I'm happy to be a buyer if those levels are hit. It doesn't mean that the trend becomes invalidated. I would be front running a trend reversal. So all I'm expecting is a bounce that I'm going to need to monitor. We're kind of in a trader's environment here. We're not really in an investor's environment. So going forwards, you know, I'm going to buy at those levels with the expectation of a bounce. And if the bounce doesn't even happen, I'm just going to be a buyer. And that's it, because I'm bullish Bitcoin and I'm bullish Ethereum long term. I think that Bitcoin is worth more than $38,000, so I'm happy to buy it at $38,000. There's nothing really technical that's giving me a buy signal per se. It would just be monitoring a bounce and seeing if the trend does change, but currently we're down. So the expectation is more downside until the trend changes. So we need to get that trend change, which just hasn't happened yet. So let's say we come down. Let's say we come down to this level and we wick back up, and then we come back inside the channel and we test, and then we start to break out some of these highs. Now we have the potential of a trend change, but we can't front run those ideas until they're appearing in real time. So for me, this is very much so trying to catch a falling knife. You don't know where the bottom is going to be. The bottom could be above my bids. It could be well below my bids. We don't know. All that we know is that the local trend is down. Don't fight it. Okay, what else we got in the chat? Elon Musk buy zone. Yeah, exactly. That's when he's like, you know what? I changed my mind. Elon Musk is going to revolution. You know what? I would be surprised if that's the narrative. He's just like, until Bitcoin can figure out more eco-friendly, sustainable reasons, abilities to mine Bitcoin without the use of carbon, we're out. But then watch him make a miner. Watch him make a miner. Watch him release the frickin' Tesla Bitcoin miner. I wouldn't be shocked. He's that kind of dude. But yeah, that's a ton of volume on the weekly. Yes, I agree. Ton of volume. Let's take a look at the weekly here. Yeah, it's it's a lot of supply. You know, when we're in a downtrend, it's hard to say that it's buying pressure. I kind of know where you're going with that. It's hard to say that that's buy pressure, in my opinion. You know, the buy pressure was here and we're already at a lower low than that. So there's buyers willing to step in at these key levels, but we keep breaking down. So at this point, we need these higher lows to come in. What's going on? Still Zen, do I read these messages? Yes, I just don't read them in real time. What's the trading style? Swing. What's your trading style? Swing versus scalping. I'm not much of a scalper. You know, I have done scalps in the past, but when you're scalping, you're range bound. So that's kind of a method that works really well, kind of in the bottom of the bear market, high leverage scalps. You really need to know what you're doing with that. I am not a scalper. I am a long-term macro swing trader. I swing real big swings. Like, you know, I didn't start trimming profits in these positions. I was buying Bitcoin down here at like sub $10,000 levels, and I didn't even start trimming profits in here. I just started to cover positions up here. So I play long, man. I play really long. But that's just me because I recognize the potential and I like the asymmetry of the market. So for me, that's kind of my style. I don't scalp. Have you seen SLP being a major thing on the Philippines economy? So the thing about SLP, for those who don't know, Smooth Love Potion, it's a part of the gaming tokens inside of Axie Infinity. I think that, you know, the market's going to decide what it is, but it's a very inflationary asset. So there's going to be a ton of supply constantly entering that market, and the demand is yet to be determined. I think that Axie Infinity might actually get into some bubble territory if this trend continues. I wouldn't be surprised to see it kind of pull a CryptoKitties like what we saw in 2017, which is kind of good and bad because it's going to give people who have been playing this game for a very long time and accumulating these assets a fantastic opportunity. I just think that you're going to want to cash out on that opportunity personally. You know, if you see some pretty crazy valuations of these things, it's crazy for a reason and it's overinflated. The whole play to earn thing inside of the gaming space is pretty cool. It's pretty cool, revolutionary tech that's really going to change the economy of the world and how accessible money is to all of the world. But, you know, these things boom and they bust. So be careful with that. Okay, could you take a look at StakeNet DEX? It's been 3 years in development. It's the world's first Lightning Network and connected DEX. I have no idea what any of that means, but it shows up on their website. It's like a $36 million market cap, and it's been 3 to 4 years in development. It's apparently coming out of closed beta soon. Could this do better than things like SushiSwap or Uniswap? Well, that's pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at StakeNet. StakeNet DEX. StakeNet. StakeNet.io. The Lightning Network is a Bitcoin second layer solution. So interesting if we can get, okay, creating a global chain agnostic DEX that dApps by combining layer 2 solutions and StakeNet nodes. XSN is the cryptocurrency powering the network. Okay, I'll have to take a little bit more of a look into this, but layer 2s are a big freaking deal. Layer 2s are a big deal. If you're new to crypto and you don't understand the basics of blockchain, get studying, because the next thing you need to understand is layer 2. So right now, we'll use Ethereum as an example. It costs, you know, it can cost $100 to do a transaction. Is that a functioning product? No, clearly not. So what the layer 2 does is it basically allows Ethereum to be a settlement layer. It doesn't actually make it the transaction layer. Like if I want to do a transaction, I don't do the transaction on Ethereum. I do the transaction on the layer 2, and the layer 2 settles on Ethereum block by block. So it's like, you know, all of the transactions that would normally be in an Ethereum block, they happen in a layer 2 block, and then they figure out everything on the layer 2. It turns into one transaction. That is the settlement transaction, and the one transaction goes into the Ethereum layer. So instead of $100, you're sharing that $100 amongst thousands of transactions. So it costs you fractions of a penny. Layer 2s are a very big deal. So pay attention to that kind of technology. Yeah, I don't like to do too much fundamentals on stream because it doesn't make for the most entertaining material. But let me kind of see the products, core wallet, explorer, DEX. Let's take a look at the DEX. We'll just pull up one of the dApps, see what it says. StakeNet. Okay, so it's a Bitcoin DEX on Lightning. This is fantastic. This is bullish. Do your own research on this one. I forget who, still Zen. I think this one's definitely worth looking into, my friend. Having some DEXs where Bitcoin is natively brought in, where it's not a wrapped Bitcoin, it's actually on the Lightning network. You may have something here, my friend. I'm going to take a look at this. This is pretty bullish if this is true. So do take a look. I was pooping this morning and saw something amazing in the charts. Okay. Conviction until confirmation. Perfect. I like it. Got me some bags. Yeah, you know, it all goes back to your time parameter. What is your time parameter for these holds? You know, don't lose sight of what you saw months ago. I still think a lot of that is true. Cryptocurrency is so this is profound tech, guys. It's really profound tech. You know, if you're going to be a bag holder in any market, you're best being a bag holder in the crypto markets. And none of this is financial advice. I'm just stating my own entertainment and my own, opinions for entertainment's sake. But me personally, I do believe that if you're in the right projects, if you're in high quality projects where there's a lot of development taking place, being a bag holder is just a temporary thing for me. Again, please do your own research and understand your own risk metrics. Was Elon using this to shake out long positions? I think that, so there's the whole, does the price move the news, or does the news move the price? I think this one was just kind of a tweet at an unfortunate time, because for me, I was covering short an hour before the tweet. I saw that the chart was setting up bearish. I was like, you know what? Things are looking kind of shaky here. I think that this could resolve in a lower high. So I'm just going to cover my position, and I'm grateful that I did, because an hour later, Elon dumped the market. It's a combination of the fragility of the market at the time of the news. If he tweeted that and we were full on bull and there was no supply and it was all demand, it would have been a non-event, and probably nobody would have even talked about that. But because it was at a point where there's a lot of shakiness in the market and a lot of supply available, as soon as you kill the demand, it falls. So it's just another example of supply and demand. Timing is everything. You get bullish news stories in the bear markets all the time, and it does nothing. So the inverse is true. Thoughts on Bitcoin bullish divergence on the 4-hour? Let's take a look. Yeah, we've got a bullish divergence occurring. It's just, how many more bullish divergence is it going to take? Bullish divergence doesn't mean that much. It can vary. We could head to lower levels. It's we're in a downtrend right now, so I'm not trying to call the bottom. I'm just placing a bid where I'm happy to be a buyer. What I would like to see in this type of environment is a capitulation. I would love to see a capitulation candle that's highly volatile. We wick way down, we scare a ton of people, we liquidate a bunch of long positions for anybody that's even taking a long right now. The funding rate is telling me that we're not very long, but I just want to see a capitulation. If we get a capitulation that's bought back up really quickly, that's going to be the bullish thing, the most bullish thing that I could possibly see, is just a huge huge move down, a flush, dump everything, and then get bought back up really quickly. We may not get that, but I would love to see it. Any thoughts on ETC, Ethereum Classic? I think that it just got pumped. You know, I'm not, I think Ethereum Classic, fundamentally speaking, is a joke. There's nothing built on there. Nobody's building on Ethereum Classic. It's just, yeah, I don't think so. Much more bullish on Ethereum, but you are very much so talking with an Ethereum bull. I'm not gonna, it's a very biased opinion when you ask my opinion on Ethereum Classic. I think Ethereum Classic is a joke. I don't think anything's built on it, but I am very much so an Ethereum bull. Cake, yeah, let's take a look at Cake. Keep in mind, altcoin plays are high risk right now because the market's working against you. How I would probably handle this. The other thing too is I think Binance is really overvalued, is really overvalued currently, and that kind of scares me because you know, anything Binance could dump. Let's get rid of this bright green. Let's just go a little more neutral here. I think Binance is looking like shit. I think Binance coin is really in a poor state. I think the entire ecosystem is overvalued. You know, the Binance Smart Chain is where a lot of these shit projects were happening. It's a lot of where these new tokens were being bought. There was a lot of manipulation inside of that. That's why they have the whole money laundering claims against them, because the money laundering was basically happening on Binance Smart Chain. I think it's currently overvalued. So I would be kind of apprehensive with anything to do with the ecosystem over there. So Cake, for me, it's currently below the support that I would like to see it at. If we can get above 27 bucks, I think it's in a good spot. But currently, I'm not going to fight against this trend. I think we can just draw a line in the sand right here. It's not the cleanest line, but if we can get above that downsloping line of resistance, then maybe there's a chance for a trend reversal. But as it stands right now, we're currently below support, and Bitcoin's kind of threatening to ruin the party. So new positions, don't recommend them right now. I really don't recommend new positions. If you guys are just joining into the stream, don't forget to hit the follow button if you are on Twitch. And if you're on YouTube and you're not following me on Twitch, I recommend that you go follow me there as well. Reason being is because crypto YouTubers often are kind of, you know, blanket banned. You know, you have problems with the giveaways. YouTube comes in and they ban all the crypto YouTubers. So if I ever have like a community strike against me, or if I ever have some sort of event that removes me from YouTube, you will have me on Twitch. So go ahead and check me out on Twitch as well. It's a much more stable platform as far as live streams are concerned. Just heard about gaming sin. Guys, just to let you know, I try to get through the chat, but I'm falling behind. So I feel like I'm talking 10 minutes ago. Like these chat, these messages are from like 10 minutes ago, but I'm gonna just do my best. Hearing about game skins, can you build a character that jumps to different games and keep customizations? Forget what project this is called. Yeah, I'm not sure. 4 weeks he agreed. Earlier he agreed that Bitcoin miners look like the greenest and cheapest electricity. Yeah, he's just trolling, you know. I don't trust anything that he's saying. The problem is that everybody else does. Rest in peace, Dogecoin. Rest in peace, ETH. Wow, we get what are you, Bitcoin maxi over here? ETH is doing some pretty impressive things. You know, proof of stake is going to be a risky endeavor. I do agree with you that we don't know how proof of stake is going to pan out. I am very much so a Bitcoin bull. But if you're not paying attention to what's going on with Ethereum, I think you're not paying attention. Thoughts on BNB? Okay, we'll cover BNB because that kind of plays in nicely with Cake here and kind of justify what I just said there. So taking a look at Binance, yeah, it's looking. So this was my line in the sand right here. So we broke through and we bearish tested and we're heading down. So I think that we're pretty bearish on this one. I wouldn't be surprised to see us down. Honestly, like, man, we're really overextended. We're really overextended, and I think a lot of the exchange tokens are going to be doing this because there was a lot of, you know, Binance Smart Chain kind of followed the they led the trend with those being valuable. I would not be surprised to see a $350 Binance coin. Not surprised at all. We'll have to see how that plays out, but we're really overextended. Let's see what's going on with the RSI on the daily. Yeah, we're just bearish RSI on the daily. I get it, hidden bullish, but we're kind of in the middle. So the bearish divergence at the top of the RSI is much more applicable, and bullish divergence at the bottom of the RSI is much more applicable. So if you see a bullish divergence on the low, it's tentative and shouldn't be weighted as heavy as the stuff that's at the top. So I wouldn't be surprised if BNB dumps, to be perfectly honest with you, but we're in a shakeout. We're in a market-wide shakeout. We're having to do a price adjustment, so we're gonna have to see. Elon Musk uses Elliott Wave. Elon Musk doesn't do anything. He doesn't do technical analysis. He's too rich to waste his time with that. TrueBit protocol. Vitalik helped write the white paper. No, we'll yeah. For ETH, it's just a waiting game for the rise back up. I've covered my ETH with a short, and I have bids at 2,500. Okay. Think I might sell the rest of my Doge and buy some AMC. I don't know, man. AMC, what the fuck is AMC doing right now? Get off of Robinhood is my advice. All right, so you know what? AMC doesn't look the worst, to be completely honest with you. I've seen a lot worse. It's kind of interesting, you know, we're ticking up. We need to break out and hold above some of these highs. You know, here's our lowest high. We need to stay above this area right here. Sorry guys, I don't usually do stocks, but may as well. Fuck it, why not? The analysis works on all markets. And then there's a support range here. You're gonna want to see us hold there, and then we need to break out above this area right here. Something like that. You need to break above. Yeah, you know, watch this consolidation right here. Doesn't look half bad, to be honest. It's on an extension, so wait for a pullback. You know, if you could get a pullback down to this area right here, I think that would be a good healthy area. So, you know, that's in confluence with this area right around 12 bucks. If you can see 12 bucks on AMC Entertainment, I think that would be a good spot. All right, that's the only stock I'm going to do on here. Bitcoin is pumping. Let's take a look. Okay. Okay, not sure. I think we're seeing a lot of those smut coins. You know, what are my thoughts? It's useless. Why buy it? Why buy a useless project? If you're gonna get in with the intent of making money, be sure that you get out too. I don't give a shit about those stupid coins. Bitcoin's not pumping, dude. So I don't know what that was all about. Talking about 40 million Dutch mark here, 40 billion. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. Hoping for ETH at 3K or less, as am I. Got my bids placed, ready to go. Can you take a short look at ETH? Yeah, I may as well talk about ETH. Let's talk about ETH. Let's talk about ETH, baby. What do we got? Yeah, so I've got a few bids. Again, I'm I'm short-term bearish on the market. So am I an ETH bull? You better believe it. Am I a Bitcoin bull? You better believe it. But my targets currently in the market conditions that we're looking at are quite low because I feel like we're overextended. So I've got targets at 2,500. I've also got targets at 2,000. 3,000, I think that would be good too, because this is right at the area where we really started to take off, right at around 3,000. So that's also a valid target as well. I just want to make notes of the downside targets that would make me the happiest. And, you know, this makes sense. This would make me happy. And this would make me very happy. None of them have to hit at all, but you want to make notes of those support levels and see what happens. I know. I used to think, okay, curry fever. I used to think the food coins were a joke, but they performed ridiculously well. So if you're referring to kind of these smutty tokens like cummies and all that shit, go and check out the use cases. Pancake Swap. I held so much cake, man. I held so much cake. And I sold it because I was like, this is dumb. This is a food coin. What am I doing wasting my time with this? That would have been a $500,000 trade for me. But hey, hindsight's 2020, right? Okay, how do you work on yield farming? Which percentage of your portfolio do you put into it? At this point in the market, I'm not touching yield farming whatsoever. I will probably do some yield farming when I am unstable, and I think that we're kind of in a bearish trend, and I want to lock in some of those profits. I'll probably yield on in MTA, M-stable protocol, yield some Bitcoin, yield some stable coins in there, as well as Aave on the Polygon network. But as far as, you know, farming new tokens, I'm not doing any of that right now. That's kind of bear market stuff. That's before the hype. You want to do that when there's no hype in the space. So for me, it's not worth it. Hey, Successful, welcome in. How's it going? All right, so I've got time for, I got like 15 more minutes before I begin to wrap it up here. So if you guys are interested in learning how to read the charts a little bit better so that you know how to position, so that you know how to build a cash position, so that you know how to manage a portfolio, because it's not just buy here, sell here. There's an investment thesis to this trading method. You know, we teach the Wyckoff method, we teach risk mitigation, we teach portfolio management, we teach the bigger picture that a lot of the YouTubers kind of fall down on. Anybody can teach you TA. It's a very different thing to teach you strategy. And we focus a lot on strategy in the crypto jungle. So if you are wanting to kind of learn how to manage your own funds and kind of get the skills that you can carry with you for the rest of your life, then come and join the community. We're 500 strong now, and we've got a fantastic supportive community that is making a ton of money and you know, holding on to it too. You know, we were calling precaution when the market was neutral. We were sharing you know, take profits and building up cash positions, and moving forwards as a community to kind of help us warn each other and help us all learn and grow. So if that's the sort of thing that interests you, then links down below to thecryptojungle.com. We are also offering a new introductory offer. So if you want to pay $0 for the first month, you can sign up under FTX and Bybit. Or if you don't want to deal with that stuff, you already have FTX, you already have Bybit, you already have Binance, we're actually doing half off your first month if you go ahead and use the code WELCOME. So go to checkout, type in WELCOME under the coupon section, and you'll get 50% off your first month. Come try it out. It's really low risk. I mean, $15. You guys throw hundreds of dollars at crypto, but we can help you out. Take a look at VeChain in this downtrend. Yeah, let's take a look at VeChain. Broken down. Let's kind of redraw some stuff here. So with these old school projects, what I'm starting to do a lot is actually check out the Bitcoin pair, because I feel like they're setting up a little bit better on the Bitcoin pair. So let's go take a look at VeChain BTC. And let's go logarithmic, and let's go on the weekly. So honestly, it's a big extension. I think a correction is due on this one. So let's go back over to the US dollar pair and see where we can find some of the correction levels. We're pretty overextended. Yeah, it's just straight up. So, you know, let's just keep this pretty simple. Let's measure this move right here. What was the correction back here? It was, well, that's pretty bearish, 60%. Let's go with the candle. Let's say 50%. We'll say a 50% retracement, which is the 0.5 on the fib. So let's go 50%. We're almost there. I think around 15 cents, 13 cents, 12 cents, somewhere around there. Let's turn off logarithmic and let's go down to the daily and see if we can find some confluence of support down in that area. So, yeah. So we have this area right here that we would be looking for support. So that's right around 14 to 13 cents. And if that fails to hold, we're going to the big even of 10, in my opinion. So if that fails to hold, we'll see you down at 10 cents, which would be a fantastic opportunity. If you see VeChain at 10 cents, that's a buy. You don't even need TA for that one. That's a buy. But yeah, not financial advice. I always got to preface that. I always got to say the not financial advice part. But you do your own research. I think it's a not bad project. Thoughts on INJ and FTM and Dash? Well, which one is it? Injective, I think, is overextended. Phantom, I think, is overextended. And Dash, I think, has a nice setup with some short-term volatility. So let's go ahead and take a look at Dash. You know, the whole market has some short-term volatility right now. If we respect this rising channel, if you can get an entry at 260, 250, that would be fantastic. But, you know, even coming down to 200 is in the cards with Dash. You know, Dash is kind of leaving its accumulation range. Nobody's talking about it. It's just kind of getting warmed up. Let's go and check this one out on the Bitcoin pair as well. BTC. Let's go logarithmic and let's go on the weekly. And we just broke this down sloping line of resistance. So, you know, we're getting bullish things come in with Dash. I think campaigning into a position here would be advantageous. We're currently sitting on support. I think we're very close to a move in Dash. I really do. Now, I never predict anything. I just think that we're close. So things are looking not half bad with this one. Please do your own research and understand that when you're at the bottom of the trend, the volatility is often very high to the downside and not high to the upside. When you get into markup, the opposite becomes true. Volatility is everywhere inside of crypto, but when you're at the bottom, the risk to downside is usually way greater than the upside. It's a hodl space. You need to really kind of understand what you're getting into when you're buying near the bottom, because it can be hard to hold. So yeah, be careful with that one. I can take a look at Sia Coin. I don't really care about the whole cloud stuff. You know, it's just yeah, I just don't really care about Sia Coin, but we'll look at it. Support, it's curling over. Yeah, I don't know. Down here, find support down here at 1.5 cents. I don't know. Don't really care about it. It's just a really cheap coin. Thoughts on Cardano? Cardano has been performing very well in spite of the current environment. It just consistently ticks up, man. Just consistently ticks up. So we have broken out of here. Let's go on the weekly. We got our weekly closes above the all-time high. I think if you're going to be a spot buyer in Cardano, it's probably not a bad spot to be right now. Given the current climate, you know, given the current market conditions, proceed with caution. But if I was to be a participant in Cardano, if I was really bullish and wanting to be involved in Cardano, I would probably have taken a position by now, given that we had all of these candle bodies close above. Currently sitting on support, I think we're in a good spot at $2. I wouldn't be surprised if we come down to $1.50, but overall on the macro, Cardano's looking really strong. I gotta say, Cardano's looking really strong. Can Cardano flip ETH? Not a chance. Not in my opinion. They're going after different things. You know, Cardano is trying to bank the unbanked and kind of open up, you know, their focus is in developing nations. And it's more of a philanthropic organization with philanthropic goals, whereas ETH is just trying to take down the stock market, man. ETH is just trying to replace the US stock exchange. We are going, you know, ETH wants to be the peer-to-peer market of value exchange. So, yeah. Take a look at Uni. Link is another one that's been giving pretty consistent returns. You know, it's been a good place to be if you were an investor inside of Link. Sitting on support right now, I think it's in a good spot. It's trending well. It's doing fantastic. It's doing better than Band Protocol, Band being its top competitor, and Band is nowhere near as consistent in its growth when compared to Chainlink. Oracles are kind of an important aspect of these decentralized exchanges and these decentralized protocols. We need to translate real-world information into the blockchain. They're needed, and Link consistently becomes the one that people choose, both to buy and both to develop on as well. What did I name this stream? I gotta make sure that I look at the coins that I named it on. I don't know. Can't remember what I named it. Whatever. I think I gotta look at Doge because it's in the title. Fucking Doge. Doge. Why is it so different on Bittrex? No, it's not. This is on the daily. Oh, it's on log, that's why. It's like, why does this look so weird? Doge falling down in a downtrend. You guys know I don't like Doge. I don't think it offers any value to the world. You know, if it's a peer-to-peer money, if it's the money of the people, I mean, whatever. I really don't think that to be the case. We have programmable money. Doge is not programmable money. Doge is a manipulated ecosystem, and it's curling over. I think we get lower levels. Bullish scenario on Doge as we kind of get to 30 cents and get a bounce somewhere around 30 to 32. But yeah, you know, every coin that I'm looking at, I have those bearish targets. So Doge is no different. Matic, yes, Matic. We'll take a look at Matic. Layer 2s, the layer 2 solutions, so incredibly powerful, so incredibly needed. We're currently flagging. I don't not like what I'm seeing here. The demand characteristics on layer 2s, like anything that's claiming to be a layer 2, Polygon is doing a lot. They are really killing it as far as the any layer 2 is concerned. So, you know, we're in this kind of bull flag right now. We'll see what happens. You know, if we break down, we're going to head down to around $1. If we break up, sky's the limit with this one right now. Please do your own research. Understand how a stop loss works. Understand what a good position looks like. When you're participating this late into the markup phase, it becomes riskier and riskier and riskier to become a participant. I love Matic. I don't hold it. I'm not buying it because I missed the opportunity, and I'm patiently waiting for an opportunity to present itself. I'll wait months to participate in an asset that I want to participate in. I'll wait months. It has to come on a dip. It has to come on blood. It has to come with a negative narrative. And if that occurs at higher levels, so be it. It's just my investment strategy. I'm very strict with that. I can see chats from outside Twitch. What other platform are you beaming to? YouTube. So I do multi-stream to YouTube as well as Twitch. Okay. Take a look at UltraSafe. Any coin that has the word safe in it is a scam. Can we make Can we make the people the power if we share knowledge? I don't know what that means. Can we make the people the power if we share knowledge? Mind taking a look at algo, XRP. Is SafeMoon a scam? I 100% believe SafeMoon is a scam. Any token that is structured in a way where all their claim to fame is making you money is a scam. It's not an investment, it's a gamble. You know, and when you want to gamble on those things, you have to get in early. I think SafeMoon is a fucking joke. What does SafeMoon do? You go to their website, every single thing that they talk about is ways that they're going to make you money. What value does that offer the world? You know, that's a Ponzi scheme. There's no like head of the Ponzi scheme. The contract is the Ponzi scheme. Eventually the whales are going to pull. All that shit is garbage. I don't subscribe to that stuff whatsoever. I think SafeMoon is a joke. Who cares about exchange partnerships? Again, exchange partnerships, a place where you can trade it and speculate it. There's no value. Where's the value? There's no value to the world. How does it change the world? There's nothing. Fuck SafeMoon. You're a, ugh, fuck. Fucking hate that shit. Anyways, okay, we got time for one more. And then I got to head into the virtual classroom. So for those who are in VIP, we continue this discussion with a little bit more of a focus on strategy and how to capitalize the games, how to take profits, how to, you know, invest over time, generational kind of wealth building tips. That all happens in the virtual classroom. So get ready for that. That's in about 10 minutes. They are creating an exchange. I don't care. Who cares? Who cares? Again, it's just more. Yeah, Safe Connect. Yeah, it's fucking Safe Connect. How do I really feel? TrueBit protocol. Stop screaming at me, Freddy. I don't care about TrueBit. The fuck is TrueBit? If it doesn't show up on TradingView, I'm not doing it. What's the ticker on TrueBit? What's the ticker on TrueBit? Three, two, true. I don't even see it. I see TrueFi. Is it TrueFi? Okay. Yeah. All right. We're going Luna. Sorry, buddy. Join the Discord and we'll talk about it. Luna doesn't look great either. Got to be honest. You know, we're kind of curling over. I've got bearish targets. We can look at this last sort of consolidation back here. I feel that the market as a whole is overheated. I've said that multiple times. So when I feel that way, I think we need lower targets. I wouldn't be surprised if we come back down to 11 bucks. I wouldn't be surprised if we come back down to 8 bucks. The market needs a correction. We need to readjust the price so that the weak hands, the people that don't belong there, get shaken out. And then after they're gone, we can move on. But there's too much speculation. There's too much nonsense. There's too much idiocracy inside of the space. And when the space gets frothy, you know, people need a spanking, and that's just kind of the way it is. All right, so that's all the time I have for today. If you enjoyed this content, please leave it a like. It's not so much for me, it's for you. It helps you get the notifications. Like, subscribe, bell notification, all that shit. I don't care if you're here or not. But yeah, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.